Boom. All right. All right, we're good. So, everybody, hello. Thank you for joining us today. It is the last QP talks that we're going to have for the year. It's a special one. We're doing a little bit of a test run. You guys are going to join us. If you see, I look like a little bit of a streamer person, but we're testing our podcast equipment right now. We're going to see how it works, see how we can make it happen, so we can pop up on like 3 or 4 different platforms. But anyway, we'll let you guys in on that information and share the links to listen to that stuff later on your drives or wherever soon. But today, thank you for joining us. Chris, how you doing? Good to see you.
No, we're good. We're good for now.
I know you got some things going on, so thanks for making some time to jump on today. There is an echo. Oh, I know what it is, Chris. ¿Tienes headphones?
I do.
Plug those headphones into the Zoom.
Why do I still hear the echo and I'm muted on the phone.
I know. Because the microphone from your Zoom is picking up the audio from the Instagram Live.
Even though it's on mute.
Mm-hmm. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
Oh, good. Not prepared, not prepared.
Oh, hey, you know what? This is what we're doing.
Go for it.
Well, if I talk, there's going to be an echo. Here there isn't, but here there is. Because here... Or, you know what? Lower the volume on your Zoom. Or connect headphones.
All right, give us a second.
Oh, it's gone now? You sure? Oh, it's probably when Chris talks.
Hello.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll fix it. We'll get it done. Once Chris gets the headphones on, we'll be good to go. All right, Chris. Good? All right. It's when I was talking, but it's gone now. Huh. I wonder what it was. Oh, I hear it a little bit.
Hold on, bro.
What happened? You need to turn them on? I gotta take a picture of this setup. Looks pretty funny. Thank you for I have a virtual mixer, but the thing is we're connected on different platforms. So I don't have an echo over here on my laptop, but I'm getting an echo through Instagram Live, which is it is what it is. That's what we're trying to work through. But I think the echoes coming in is Chris's devices are picking each other up. Hey Benny, do you get an echo when I'm talking? No echo. Oh, no echo. Good. Oh, well that's good then. All right, Chris, I think we might be good. I,
Father?
I think the echo was coming in. Ahí está. Your Zoom audio needs to be either on headphones or low, but you need to hear it. Where's your headphones? ¿No conectan?
I took out the headphones from the Zoom.
You connected it?
Huh?
You connected the headphones for the Zoom?
Right now it's disconnected.
No, connect it. Yeah? All right, Benny, do you hear an echo?
I don't hear nothing now.
Huh?
There you go.
Yeah, you should be able to hear me. Go ahead.
I hear you perfectly well.
All right, Instagram people, do you hear an echo? You should hear an echo, but if you do, let us
No
know.
echo now.
No echo?
I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything.
Oh, fuck, what the hell happened? All right, I'm back.
No, te saliste, güey.
I know, I didn't mean to. We can only hear you. Your, Chris,
Yo.
your audio.
Yeah, that's on Instagram.
Okay, hold on.
Should be on now.
Yeah. You guys should be able to hear Chris now. Chris, introduce yourself and give us a little bit of something.
All right, just invited you again.
All right, there we go.
All right.
No
Cool.
echo. Do you guys hear Chris fine? Should be able to hear you. You didn't mute yourself, or did you?
Now, I unmuted myself now.
Okay. We should be good then.
Everything is on mute.
No echo? Oh, man. Ah, snap. That's what it was. I freaking knew it. We had to get you into the headphone game, bro. Now we got to buy some fancy headphones with lights. All right. Woohoo!
More fancy than this?
See, those are cheap. Those are old school.
What's that? $300 headphones, fool.
That was like 3 years ago. Those are obsolete already.
It's still $300.
Let's start over. Oh man, it's good to see everybody. Sort of. Wendy, Benny.
Well, I'm gonna start with my little drink.
Salud, señor. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, holidays.
Very much needed.
I feel you. The end of the year is near, everybody. And so we have a topic. Chris has a really good topic for today. Hey, what's up, Alex? Feliz Navidad. We have a topic for the night, but we also want to do a quick little recap of the year, any conversations that we might have had with you guys, and just different things that we thought we would try to talk about and just kind of close out the year. Any questions, anything that you guys would want to see next year, let us know. I know for the longest this year, we talked about trying to get out in the field somewhere. I'll take a big heat on that. It's been really hard. We have the newborn, little kids getting older though, so we might be able to get out there and do some events. I have some things in mind that I'll share with Chris. But we want to do some meetups for the dads. We want to do just different things to get Padre out there and get a little bit bigger. It's time. We're ready for the growth, we're ready for the expansion, and the resources should be growing to be made more available to everybody. So, with that, the first announcement that we kind of talked about last time was a little bit about the podcast. You guys, I don't know if you guys can see, Rich, but I got it all set up right here. If you don't follow us on YouTube, we'll pop this up on YouTube. You can laugh it up a little bit, but it looks a little nicer. The audio should be good. But I'm really excited for next year to be able to provide more resources and have more conversations about fatherhood that need to be had. Yeah. But with that, Chris, how about you hit us with some of your thoughts, and what topic you had that I think was a good one that we can definitely get into here.
Yeah, so Oh man, this week and this past week has been a little tough for me. But besides that, I was talking to one of my old friends from junior high school, and we were just chopping it up. I saw that on IG he had gotten a PlayStation 5 for Christmas. I guess his wife and his daughters got it for him for Christmas. So I was asking him his name or tag, so we can either play together some FIFA, some 2K, or even some Madden. And we started getting to some other aspects of the conversation, and it got into how we were changing as parents compared to our parents, right? So pretty much into the bread and butter of our page about what we talk about most of the time. Um, what's the difference on how we grew up versus our kids? What tactics do we use different versus our parents? And what is or what was viewed as respect or us being, I don't know if the correct word is afraid of our parents, because obviously, if you didn't follow rules, you have madrazos, or some sort of repercussion. So we were talking about, he was telling me that his oldest daughter, which I believe is 11, 12, pretty much gave him like an ultimatum. Say that if you keep on drinking, or if you drink when we go out, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna ride in the car with you, right? And right away, I was like, you know what, this is a great topic for our conversations. Hopefully, I could we were able to have him on, and he's able to share
Thoughts?
his thoughts and experience on that situation. But right away, I started thinking, I'm like, well, why, or yeah, basically, why didn't we question our parents, on those aspects? And if we did, or if we didn't, if we did question or we didn't question, why not? First thing was, were we too scared to ask, or it was just that high level of respect towards your dad? Because you got to remember, or at least in my household, was, even though later on when I grew up, I knew that my mom has the last word for everything. It was still like the mom made it seem like, well, for everything, pregúntale a tu papá, saber con tu papá. I can see your face if you go too high. Pregúntale a tu papá, o vas a ver con tu papá, o deja que llegue tu papá y te va a regañar y te va a pegar y te este y del otro, right?
Yeah.
So that was the main thing that I guess moms use as a scare tactic, or as a better straighten up tactic for us to whatever get better, or whatever situation was or is.
Yeah.
And I mean, in my situation, it doesn't imply too much, but like everybody else, did you ever question? Did you guys ever question your dad or mom on, what, if you continue to do whatever it is, I'm not gonna go with you, or I'm not gonna comply with you, or we didn't do it because of that respect towards our parents. And now, as parents, why do we allow it, or why is it even an option that we let a 10-year old, 11, 12-year old kind of, hey, if you don't whatever do this or don't do this, then I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that. Which I'm not saying it's for the wrong reasons, because it's actually for the best of him, the family, and obviously the little girls. But why is it that we allow it, now versus our dad, man, couldn't even fathom the fact of questioning my dad to stop drinking, or even back then when smoking was a in thing for him to stop smoking,
Yeah.
or for even him to take it serious, you
Mm-hmm.
know. to even question, you know what, son, you're right. I thought about it. You're absolutely correct. It is for the best of no, fuck that. Never. So I mean, I don't know if you ever did, Freud, or if you ever questioned your dad on the drinking part, or you even thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can go into it, right? And it's funny because when you mentioned it to me, I talked to Vero about it, and I was telling her, hey, I think Chris has a good topic. Um, Obviously, well, I don't say obviously, but I think in the Latino culture, dads tend to, drink a lot at the party, get ripped up, and then somehow he's still the one that ends up driving home.
Right.
And it's unfortunate. It's I don't know. It's hard to say, but I will kind of, I put myself out there. I was the oldest of the three, and I did
You
tell
are the
my dad.
oldest of the three.
You know, I told my dad, "Hey, Dad, you know, the way you've been drinking and the shit you've been doing, just the behavior,
But at what age was this though?
bro. This was like 12, and then again at like shit 16."
So you actually did question your dad and you
Yeah,
told him?
and so it was like, hey, like you need to stop, like not even that, like we're gonna leave, like you're. It's not right. It's not. You shouldn't be doing that. Like, why are you doing that? Like you. It's hard to just ask those questions. It's hard to bring those
But
conversations
in
up.
your situation, it was already a problem.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, for example, in my friend, because he clarified me, dude, it's not like I get stupid drunk and me quedo tirado and I still want to drive,
But let me stop
or I
you. Let me stop you. Hold on. Let me
get
stop you.
violent or any of those things.
But let me stop you, Chris.
Yeah.
It's not a problem to him. It's a problem. It
No,
wouldn't
no,
be
no,
problem,
right,
right?
right. So he was right, but he was explaining. He was just telling me, dude, it wasn't to a point where I was getting ripped. It's not. It's just, I guess it got to a point to the little girl that obviously any drinking and driving is not correct, right?
Simon.
Which is what they teach us at school, and basically we learn all that stuff from school, right? Don't drink and drive, and this and that, and we don't believe how vulnerable we are until something happens to us while you're intoxicated and driving.
Yeah.
So I don't know if something happened or didn't happen or she saw something happen, but the fact that as a girl she was strong enough to question her dad. Hey, you know what? If you don't stop, it's.
It's gonna be a problem.
I'm not gonna get in the car with you,
Yeah.
anymore.
I mean, if the question is, can our kids give us an ultimatum? Guys, if you're listening, give us your opinions. But if can our kids give us an ultimatum? Fuck yes. If they see that there's a problem in their eyes, either we have to explain or we have to reflect, I think. Because, like the kids, younger adults, they're usually more innocent. They see things as they are. They don't know that, you have a high tolerance and you can have 4 beers and you're fine.
Right.
Like they don't know that. They can't interpret that. They see, oh damn, you drank 4 beers. That's not good. That's
You're
it.
drunk.
You're drunk. That's it. They don't understand that. They can't explain that. And so yeah, if dude, I think I would crack. I would cry if my daughter or my son were be like, Dad, you need to stop this. This is bad. This is this whatever. I'd be like, oh shit. Yeah, you're right, mijo. I need to change my
Right.
ways.
But that's what I'm getting at. Well, obviously you did it, right?
Yeah.
You did question your father. In my situation, my dad again wasn't. I mean, you've seen him plenty of times, and barely you've seen him drink, right?
Yeah.
Um, Obviously when he was younger, when we were a lot younger, yes, he would drink. But like I was telling my friend, like I only saw him drunk. I see drunk once, bro, once in my life. Literally, if he was drunk any other times, either I was too young to remember, or I just wasn't, I didn't catch it. But I think he was drunk to the point where he couldn't be responsible enough. No, never. I mean, the main.
Yeah.
I remember one point, dude, because you know what it is when you go to parties. The dad always usually tells the kid, ve, tráeme una cerveza,
Yeah.
tráeme una y trae otra aquí a tu nino o aquí a tu tío or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And my dad used to hate that, bro. Whenever my uncles used to tell their kids, hey, bring me a beer and bring your uncle beer, my dad was always the type, so you know what, mijo, no, it's okay. I could get my own beer, you know? I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, vale mal. Our free time has ended. Huh? I know. Join a meeting. I'm gonna do another one. So fuck it. Yeah. Sign in. Yeah, I'm gonna just sign in and start a new one. Everybody, thank you for your patience. This is a test call, a test situation here. We're gonna run into some technical difficulties, but this is so that next year we have things on lock. New meeting, shield, ahí te va. This invite, email, Gmail. Ahí está otra vez la invitation, Chris. Just join it again and we're golden, bro. Simón, ¿ya se hizo? ¿Ah? Oh, pues, ponte las pilas. Damn, this camera is garbage. I'm gonna get a new camera. So hey, anyway, who do we see? Who do I see on here? I see. No manches. Wendy, Benny, hey Fran. Like, what do you guys think? I don't know if you guys heard the conversation we were having. Um, what do you guys think about kids giving us not necessarily ultimatums, but also calling us out on things that we're messing up and we don't notice, or I don't know. I mean, the situations like that. Like, what do you guys think? Ahí está, Simón. Ya te veo otra vez. There you are. I think we get like a 15-minute call or something. Oh no, bro. 20, 30 minutes? I don't know. Just put your headphones on again. We're back. This thing's like como si no desapareciste, güey. Chinga. ¿Cómo? Your your Zoom audio is not on or something. Oh, you're muted. I'll mute your stuff. Can you hear me? No, I said mute. I asked to mute. Unmute on Zoom. Can you hear me? Oh, join audio. Join with computer audio. You should be able to hear me
Yeah.
now.
All right.
There we go. We're back, baby. All right. So, like we were saying, I think if our kids were to call us out on stuff, then yeah. I mean, they have every right to begin with, but I think I don't know. I think it would probably hurt. To be honest with you, it hurt because that means, you know, in your mind you're doing the best that you can, and then all of a sudden they're calling you out. It's like, Oh, big time. 1,000%. What's up, Joey?
I think that was his main point was that the kid didn't feel safe, or actually wanted her voice to be heard, that what, dad, I don't feel safe when the situation is this and this.
Simon.
But again, my main question regarding all this is it that, at least in our time, would you dare have told that to your dad, or put that out there to your father at 10, 11, 12 years old,
Mm-hmm.
or would you have been able to have the courage to question your father? Because I remember a lot of times where I would question anything, would be like, well, son cosas de adultos. Don't worry about it.
What? Really?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are certain topics where my ears shouldn't have been in,
Yeah.
and it always was.
Simon.
But yeah, siempre, güey, for some reason, when I was younger, adult conversations were very interesting to me.
Yeah.
You know, and I was always that kid that I was like to listen in and not necessarily say anything, but like, oh shit. So that's why.
Yeah.
This is why,
Never question your
versus
dad. So here, and I'm gonna touch on yours,
yeah,
Joey, right now.
see, and with Joey, I understand because I know his dad, and I know the type of person he was or is, and yeah, that's even just back then when I first met his father. Uh, yeah, see, he looked scary.
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't, maybe he wasn't, but that's the vibe that you were getting. Be like, fuck, yeah, you don't question that shit.
So before I touch on that, with Wendy, she said if a kid feels unsafe, they should definitely say something. I think that's what she said. Hold on, let me make sure I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you feel
But
unsafe, then
you should
then
definitely be
speak up.
heard. But I wouldn't say not necessarily just the unsafe part, right? Yeah, of course. If they're unsafe, they should be heard. 1,000%, I agree. But what if it's just like, hey mom, why do you always leave at 6 to go to the gym or something? I'm being theoretical here. I don't know what you do. I don't know your life. Why do you always leave at this time and it's just us and dad? Like, how come you can't stay? Right? It doesn't have to be anything where they're unsafe.
But that's a different type of question because that can be easily answered, right?
But here's the thing.
That's not caused by something that they know that is bad. You know what I mean? That's just a general question.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, and I'm
The
trying
other
to
part
think of
is
a place, right? Think of a
the other part. The other
or
part is not a general question. It's more, hey, I see and I've seen lately that every time we go to a party, you always drink. Why do you
okay.
have to drink?
So then the
Why is it that you have to
question
drink
you're
and mom
asking
doesn't
then,
drink?
so Chris, so then the question you're asking then isn't if their kids are calling us out, is if
No,
our
it is.
kids.
It is. No,
Well,
it
because the
is
only
an
example
example.
you're saying is the
No,
alcohol.
because that was the example.
That's what I'm saying.
That was the
But
example.
but I'm trying
So there was
to
no other
expand the
example.
conversation.
That was it. Now it's like, for example, if I was, another thing would be is that, dad, how come only your friends are allowed to come to the house
Simon.
and not mom's friends, right? Or how
Yeah.
come only mom's friends and not only your friends, right? So there's different situations,
Mm-hmm.
but that was the situation. That was the situation that I found that it was more common in Latinos than, mom, why is it that you leave at 6 in the morning? Well, because I go to work or I leave to the gym before I go to work. Okay, then that's it.
Yeah. But I think, but at the same saying,
Versus
like,
this, versus this, there's the cause, which is the drinking, and the effect is that you're drinking, you're driving while drinking, and obviously the consequence with that would be a DUI, an accident, or an accident can lead to death, right?
yeah,
So that's mainly the thing where, back in the days, would you question your dad or your mom in those situations.
Yeah.
And by what I mean question is because the respect is completely different between our kids now versus us then
Yeah.
with our parents. You know,
Mm-hmm.
in Spanish we tend to speak to our parents in the "cómo estás," right?
Yeah. ¿Cómo
Cómo te
está?
fue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus "cómo estás." We don't tutear our parents, right? Es siempre de usted.
Yeah.
In our kids now that we don't. I mean, one, we didn't teach them. We don't teach them those manners, and two, it's also not really taught in school anymore as far as etiquette. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, but then again, we also want our kids to have the ability to ask whatever question they need or that they have because just a job would say, we're open here and you can come in and ask whatever question you want at whatever time.
Yeah.
With our parents, we didn't have that, and on a general basis, right? And
Simon.
you were able to do it with your dad, and that was great of you. And if he listened, then that, kudos for him. But most kids, we don't even fathom the idea like I want to tell my dad, but or even when a girl wants to let their dad know that they have a boyfriend. Back then it's like I want to tell him that I have a boyfriend, but how do I do it? How do I do it? And you end up having that boyfriend for a year escondido versus now it's like, mom, I have a boyfriend. Oh, cool, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? A mí
Es,
me
lo-
iba
es,
muy
es,
mal si
es lo
trataba a mi
mismo,
papá de
Frank.
vos.
Sí, de vos es de usted, de tú. So, es igual a muchos. Dependía mucho de los papás. Por ejemplo, a mi mamá no le gustaba que le hablaran de tú, pero era porque era algo que así pensaba ella. Una vez me dijo que a ella no le gustaba que le dijeran de usted porque se oía que ya estaba viejita y no quería oírse viejita, que usted era su mamá y mis abuelos y otras personas. Pero, what time is it? Fuck, 30 minutes. Damn, fool, you ain't giving me no time.
Hey, chico.
Pero, sí,
That's
era, era,
wild.
era algo, era algo de cómo son los papás de antes y a cómo somos nosotros. Ahora muchos de los niños es bro this y bro that, or dude, ¿entiendes?
Yeah. That is.
Yeah,
It's.
yeah, ahí está. There was just, it was a norm, bro, to do stuff like that. I mean, like I said, I never did. My dad wasn't really that type of a drinker. Maybe a social drinker, but así de que llegaba del trabajo a que at 6, or if it was a paycheck Friday, that hang out with the boys in the front lawn and drink. No, no, my dad never did that. But si íbamos a una carne asada, un barbecue, una fiesta, lo que sea, yeah, he would have some beers or some cubas. His thing was cubas, right?
Yeah.
Having some cubas with the family, but again, not to the point where he would become an embarrassment or embarrass my mom or even us. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a question that was the topic that my friend brought up, and I thought it was pretty interesting because um like I right away thought about my kids and the stuff that they do question me on, you know, because sometimes they'll see me drink one beer, is like, oh, dad, you can't be drinking because you're driving,
They don't.
right?
They don't.
And but he doesn't, right, like you said, they don't know the tolerance, they don't know that one beer is not, whatever it is. So, but again, what I do, and I've always explained it to you guys, and I always tell them is that I always tell you, guys, one beer is nothing, right? It doesn't do anything. I'll have one beer, maybe two, but that's it. I'm never gonna put myself in a position where I believe that I can hurt them because of my stupidity,
Yeah.
right? And then plus, other family members won't allow me to do it either.
Yeah.
But I always tell them, if I do things, it's because I know that I'm not gonna harm you guys, and if I don't things, I know that there's gonna be some sort of repercussion where I can't take care of you guys. So I'd rather not go that route.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it just to me it seemed a little interesting. On I agree, vale madre.
It's well, I mean, look, I think about it, dude. It's one of those things that here, hold on. I don't know why I'm getting double audio here. Can you hear me? All right, I'll fix this thing later. So, I think the biggest thing is being able to take that criticism or that call out from your kids, and what are you gonna do with it? You know, our parents would have probably slapped us, bro. ¿Cómo? Cállate el hocico, right? Um, hey Joey, no, it's because I'm recording a podcast. Y'all want to see something real cool? Look, I have a little bit of a setup over here, but testing audio levels and doing all that cool
That's
stuff.
that's the thing. Es como cuando te dicen, no, lo que le dice el comal a la cazuela. Ahora
Simón,
el estudiante le quiere enseñar al maestro,
Simón.
and they see it as a negative, versus obviously we see the bright side of it as the student now becoming the teacher, right? The
Uh huh.
student already surpassing the teacher, which we see it as, what, we're learning, and now it's time to surpass what we learned, and it's the next phase, right?
Yeah.
But in with them, I think that it seemed, maybe at the time, and maybe not now anymore, because obviously our parents have learned a lot throughout the times, but um, the fact that they took it as disrespect,
Yeah.
because when they were kids, again, if I couldn't fathom the fact of questioning my dad's drinking or whatever it was, or smoking, which is probably the worst thing that he did, um, just imagine him questioning his parents.
Yeah.
Fuck
No, está
no,
cabrón.
and not even a dream about it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to. I guess that's where the argument was, is what's the difference, I guess, between our kids, us, and our parents,
Yeah.
as far as how we allow it, and uh, we allow the criticism to be a constructive criticism, versus something negative that we see. And how dare you question me, question my authority, or question what I'm doing, or what I plan on doing, or what I am. You know,
Yeah.
who are you to tell me? So um, I believe that's also part of our growth as parents, to do better, right? To do better um, with our children, and for them to learn and also do better when they become parents as well.
No, 1,000%. 1,000%. Um,
But yeah, that was
it's a great
that was the
topic.
main thing.
I
That was
mean,
the main thing.
and it kind of goes hand in hand with everything that we're doing, right? We're the generation that is supposed to be different. We're diverging from the old generation and the old way of doing things and machismo and blah 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 blah. We're trying because, to be honest, there's times where I my daughter says something and I want to be like, "Hija de tu like you still you want to revert to those tendencies that you got as a kid, and so like we're like pull back. That's not the way we're gonna do things. That's not the way I want to do things. Blah 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 blah. You want to do better. You want to be a better dad. However, whatever you're thinking, and
But
so
I think that's where the fine line, and this is what I've been learning this past year. There is a very, very, very fine line between making sure our children have the respect that our parents had, that we had for our parents, but without the fear,
Simon.
right? Because I think with a lot of us that are our age, we lived with that, that little bit of fear is like, oh man, I don't want my parents to find out because this, because that, or whatever, versus, I don't know, my kids haven't really done anything bad, but the only time that if I ever kind of find Adrian trying to hide something or anything, it's more like, why didn't you, like, I was like, wow, so why didn't you tell me? Well, because I was scared. I go, scared of what? I don't know, I was just scared. Yeah, but explain to me, what were you scared of? I don't know, I was scared of, what were you gonna say?
Yeah.
So I don't want them to confuse scare
With
with
respect.
respect, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the main difference. So I mean, in those situations, then I get into it a little bit more deeper with him and try to explain what is it that he's supposed to be scared of. What is it that he's supposed to just have plain respect for?
Yeah. No, I get you. But see, I mean, I think that's a great topic, man. I mean, I think it's definitely something that, um, I think especially as I get older, and our kids get older, and they start to see us do or say or act a certain way, that they'll be like, hey, as soon as they become more conscious, not I'm gonna say conscious, and not what's that woke, not woke, more conscious, not necessarily more woke, but of you know ethics and morals and
Well,
whatever
that's
they
it.
think,
That,
that's when we'll start getting called out. That's when we'll start
but
getting
then
see
that's
things and
that's
seeing their true nature and how
that's
well we
the
did in raising our kids.
yeah. That's I think that's where a lot of the problem relies in with us and with our kids too.
Simon.
Is that the part of the ethics and the whole etiquette is gone, bro. Um, right away they, for example, I'll start telling. I bring my son up a lot because me and him talk a lot. We have a lot of conversations. We have a lot of time to speak on things that he brings up and then things that I'll bring up. He'll ask me why is it that this, why is it that that, and I always try to explain to him that he's got to have that respect for. I mainly bring up, yeah, one thing that I was always taught is you always have respect for your elders, right? You always have respect for adults, and then you always try to be the bigger person in almost any situation, right? Obviously
Simon.
depends on the situation,
Yeah.
and try to be the best person that you can be. And he tells me, well, what if they're insulting me, this and that? I go, look, and I have to go back, get back, and I see it, and I have to put it in my head in different perspectives, different terms, as far as what is it that can happen. I go, look, okay, say a kid at school really wants to fight you and is tempting you and pushing you, pushing you, pushing you. I'm not saying that fighting is a bad thing, but fighting should be your last option,
Yeah.
right? The first option is first, try to find out why is it that this kid is bothering you.
Yeah.
You know, what's his problem? What is it that you
What's the
observe?
issue?
Right. What's the issue? And try to assess it and see how you can overcome the situation by not getting hurt or the other person not getting hurt, right? Because obviously you don't know your level and he doesn't know your level of whatever it is, and you don't want to get there because then there's other problems,
Yeah.
especially now.
Of course.
But then again, I also don't want him to not be able to not defend himself, right? Because there are going to be those situations where you don't have a choice. and you are gonna have to defend yourself. Not verbally, but with your fist or whatever. And but you also gotta be able to be smart enough to assess that hopefully you didn't bring a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah.
And you're overpowered in that sense. So be able to learn your surroundings, be able to learn how to read people and how to see people in different ways before something does happen.
Yeah.
Because that's when bad things can happen. And where I'm going with that is that if we have respect for people, then nothing's ever really going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, there is collateral damage from other stuff that's around you, but then there's ways of defending yourself that way. But I believe that if there's always etiquette, there's always respect for people, and you give out that feeling or that vibe that you have to be respected, then nobody's gonna bug you. Nobody's gonna mess with you. Um, you're gonna be viewed as the person that he looks like I had to give him the respect that he deserves or she deserves.
Yeah.
And I think giving those examples is the only way of doing it because by my son's age, I probably already didn't have enough fingers of how many fights I got into.
I there's many. I got beat up once, but
Yeah,
it was like woof
yeah.
woof woof.
But that's the thing that we tested ourselves, right?
Yeah.
We tested each other on who was that alpha male in the class, or who was that alpha male in recess or at lunchtime, right?
Yeah.
Many times I was called into fights because I was a bigger kid, right? And not necessarily because I was fat. It's just that I was taller than most kids at my school or in my grade. And well, I have a friend that could beat you up. Okay, let's go, Chris. Or you know what, my brother is the one starting this madre, and in the back of my head, I always hear my dad, "You have to defend your brother." My mom, "You have to defend your brother no matter what." And since we're only
Hell yeah.
a year apart, bro, we were always in school together. So as soon as I would hear that fucking Sergio was causing some bullshit, I will yell. And who's the one that's getting into fights?
Two.
Me,
Because you're defending the little brother.
right? And then, but I was the one getting in trouble. I was the one in the principal's office, fucking crying, because I know my dad was gonna come, and he was gonna kick my ass, right? And that's what it was.
But
That's what it was.
you wouldn't be like, mira,
But it wasn't.
I
It
was
wasn't. It was.
defending.
It wasn't because I was defending. Because there was no question to that. Because that was already a must. That should be guaranteed. It was. I was getting in trouble because I was making my dad get out of work early to come and pick my ass up from the principal's office.
Simon.
That was the issue because I didn't or behave in a manner that I wasn't going to get in trouble while defending my brother and making him lose, I don't know, a day of work, a couple hours of work.
Yeah.
Right? That was the issue. It wasn't the fact that I defended my brother, no. Not even, hey, you know what, you did a good job. ¿Cuántos madrazos le metiste? Or this and that. Porque no, it was more like, ¿por qué no lo cuidaste mejor?
We're in different classes, Dad.
No, but lunch was always the same.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he doesn't want to hang
And
out with his brother.
it was always during lunch. No, he never did.
Yeah,
He had his friends and I had
of
mine.
course. That's
But they don't know that. They don't
well
know that. They
because
don't
it's
know.
different. Again, it's a
They
different
don't know that.
generation.
They don't know that lunches are were separate or at different times or
Mm-hmm.
classes were different. They just know that we had lunch. We went to the same school and I should always have eyes on him. That was his thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, eh, that was the thing. I always had to be in charge of him and I was always getting into fights, trying to defend myself, defend him, Because I viene el big brother, or here comes my friend that's bigger than you, he's gonna kick your ass. Luego me traían al brother, or me traían al primo.
Ahora, me tengo que chingar a este güey.
So, I know it's just kids, being kids, testing each other out to
Mm-hmm.
see. Like, for example, in soccer, right? The way that you guys siempre not necessarily putazos con la mano, pero
Yeah.
always pushing each other, or el darse el madrazo con el hip y tirándolo, and like, motherfucker, I run these fucking courts, I run this field. Same shit.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Huh?
I mean, I don't know.
Different places, man. I got beat up.
Different places.
I
too,
got
yeah. mean,
I got beat up for not letting somebody steal my brother's bike once, and it sucked. I was on skates. That dude was way shorter than me. Valió madres. He just caught me. But I said, Julio, go home. Go. Vete, güey. Let me stay. Woof, woof, woof. I was like towering over the guy because I was on skates también.
Yes, es más pelenero tu brother, eh?
Well, now he is. Now he is. Julio? Is he on? Hold on. Before we go and talk shit. Oh, Benny probably. Benny knows. Benny knows that for a minute. Julio is a teddy bear, dog. He's gone through shit in his life that's made him a fucking dog.
Yeah.
But don't fuck with him. If you don't fuck with him, you're not gonna see that side, right? He can fuck some shit up, but he don't want to. He's not that. He's not. That's not his nature. You know what I mean? And so when he was a kid, bro, he didn't want to fuck shit up. He didn't want to. No era pelonero. Se defendía, pero nada más ahí. And it was like a very last resort. Like, but he never really was like a violent kid or a troubled child. It's just
yeah, but neither was I, bro. It's like I was fucking pushing through the situation.
Yeah.
I hated it, bro. Honestly,
It's rough. Yeah,
I really did because, bro, in elementary, I was on these gifted classes, and
yeah,
fucking like honors roll and this and that, and some things that fucked me up, bro, because I had fucking in 1 year I probably had like 4 fights.
Exactly.
What's wrong with this, Chris? Why can't you get along with the other kid?
I was
It's not that I can't get along. It's just my parents always tell me that I have to defend my brother, and if I see my brother crying, then I have to defend them, and blah blah blah. Well, you're gonna have to learn how
to not fight people to defend.
Not fight.
That's
right.
Stupid. But see, that's the educational system. That's a different. That's a whole other issue.
Try telling that to your dad.
Yeah, man.
Sí. Ok, cabrones, van a ver.
Sí.
Llega el hijo muerto, a ver si.
We have 10 minutes before my free video call ends. Join now and save 30%.
That's why. But this is one thing I always tell my kid too. I'm like, look, mijo, regardless, I want you to defend yourself, learn how to defend yourself, whatever it is you can. If it comes down though, you have to throw blows. Trust me, you are the last person. Myself and your mother are the last person that you have to worry about that if we're gonna get mad or not.
Yeah, I won't even say like, look, if it comes down to
defending yourself,
yeah,
and your sister, and it comes down to get physical, then do it.
But I would even say like, don't be the first to throw it. Don't be the first one. Don't start the fight, but end it. Right?
Oh, you also gotta make sure that the other guy doesn't know how to start him good.
No, si se va a atascar, bro. No. Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like
I had one of those where my dad would always tell me to be the first one.
Oh, see?
He's a güey, because be the first one, stun his ass, and make sure he doesn't want anymore.
I know.
But that was my dad. That was back then. That was before that whoever throws the first blow gets in trouble, right? Now is like whoever starts to fight is the one that gets in trouble.
Well, it's because you would think the guy that throws the first punch is the one that's fucking starting shit.
Yeah, but that's because you're not there.
Again,
You know?
that's the rule. Whoever threw the first punch is the one that started the fight. No.
Yeah.
But anyway, Chris, I understand you 100%. I'm glad that you defended your brother, made you who you are today, because now you're just a father figure to everybody you know, and you want to protect everybody. And that's the way it is, and that's the reason. There's a reason. There's a reason your dad told you to do things that you were as a kid, because it made you the man that you are today. All right? So don't feel too bad about it.
Oh
But
no, I
now,
don't. I
you
don't.
know?
It's just now the stories are funny.
Yeah. And so, with that, I'm going to switch gears for a bit because we only got a couple minutes left on this dumb call. Mi gente will fix this technical issue by next month. But what I wanted to say is I want to recap the year for QP. Chris, to give you a couple seconds, I'll give you my impromptu recap of what I think of how things went and what I want to achieve next year, and then I'll let you give us your impromptu opinion and thoughts of what you thought about this year and where you'd like to see it go next year, and we'll work on it. But in my opinion, I think this year it was a little bit of up and down. Uh, Obviously we want to use, and I put it in a little bit of our mission statement, right? We want to use humor and culture to bring up topics and discussions about the different things that Latino fathers go through, and not just Latino fathers, but any father that would identify with what's going on, but specifically Latino fathers, right? I don't want to exclude anybody because that's not the point. Fathers are fathers regardless of your nationality or your culture. But I think the biggest thing that I can take away from this year is we had some really good conversations about some really, I really think some really meaningful things and some really thoughtful things, especially, that take guy, misogyny, talking about our relationships with our fathers, talking about like the stuff that we talked about today, just a lot of the things that don't get talked about too often. I think these QP talks have been able to, even though they've been very difficult to have because our lives are busy, right? We just had a baby, and I ain't gonna lie, man. I wanted to bail on you like twice, and you pulled me back and you said, "For no, we need to have this." And I told the wife like, "No, babe, I need to have this because it's just we can't just let this stop." And so it's something that I love. I like to share every new dad that I hear about, every father that I talk to. I always bring it up. They follow us, great. If they don't, it's all good. But I just think that as long as there's a place for Latino fathers like you and I, and all the other ones that are out there, and any other fathers that can come in, talk, listen, share, identify, and just have a moment of like, fuck, all right, well, it's not just me. Then we did our job, and I hope we can continue it next year and grow it. I think that we're taking a huge step here. Sometimes I'm hesitant to change, even though you, Chris, you provide really great ideas every time we talk, and I'm just reserved, right? I don't want to jump too fast, but I'm excited for the future. This whole podcast idea was your idea. This whole YouTube thing was your idea. A lot of the new things that QP's been done has been brought by Chris. So it's just about me trying to adapt what the director wants to make happen. He says dance monkey dance, and I create a fucking short on YouTube and reels, and hopefully people like them, right? So I just hope we can continue that. Given our positions and our places.
Your white face sells.
But it's supposed to be a Latino face that sells, bro.
It's
So
better selling.
maybe I'll start shaving with like a little bit of a Spaniard look so that it looks more Latino, or go get a like sick tan, and just make him in Spanish. But well, you know what? That one guy that makes the Van Divas in Spanish, oh yeah, you know that will look whiter than me. But anyway, that's how I think our year went. I think we touched on our really good things, but I think we're still scratching the surface. I think there's so many things that we can do. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself that I wasn't able to push for our toy drive this year. Last year went well, but we'll make it
two
happen.
years
We'll
ago.
make it happen. Um,
2 years ago.
yeah, I'll talk to my buddy, my next door neighbor, about how we can get more involved with local community next year, and hopefully we can get involved with everybody else local community and make things happen. But we really do want to make a change in our community and in our culture and our people and la raza and any other dads that's out there. So, um, yeah, man. I'm just glad. I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm thankful. I'm excited for next year, and yeah, man. I mean, I can't express how grateful I am. Yeah, I just can't, man. I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful for you, Chris. So, salud, man.
Um, on that note, uh, yeah, man, this year has been shit a roller coaster. Just in small words.
I mean, I'd say the last couple years, Chris.
Yeah, but mainly this year. This year has been a super. Oh fuck! If I really want to put into details, it's been the last 6 years. But um, these past year and a half, 2 years have been very difficult for our family, my family specifically. But I'm here. I'm still here. I'm with my kids. Um, with my family, the ones that are still here with us. But if I want to if I want to recap on what has been, and I'm gonna probably be a little selfish on this one.
It's okay.
What's been a recap of something good in my life has been obviously that I listened, I heard to the words of my sister-in-law, like she was on earlier, my brother's wife,
Simon.
and she encouraged me, and I can't thank her enough now to go back to school.
Yeah, it's huge.
My shit soon.
Keep going.
What we have planned with Que Padre, I think will get better for myself and for the people around me. I'm also very happy for the people that I still have around me. Um, for the people that have understood my situations, have understood what I'm going through, and that have continued to be a positive note in my life still, you know? Um, I saw this video last night that stated, I have, I know a lot of people, but in reality, I only have a handful of friends,
Yeah.
right? And a handful of friends I mean, two are on now, and the rest, they know who they are. And again, I'm very thankful for you guys and for always being positive and never being that negative person that somebody
Yeah.
always has in their life, right? So, I mean, with that, I think, and I hope,
I'm listening you on live. You're
I'll
good.
continue
You're good. You're good. Just keep talking
getting
on
better.
live.
But other than that, yeah, like I said, I'm thankful for you. For I've always told you that. Somebody there? You
I'm
hear me?
listening you on live. You're good.
Okay, yeah.
You're good. You're good. Just keep
Okay.
talking on live.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I hope, yeah, like I said, all the same plans remain. I really want to get this podcast up and up to the point where it's running really smooth. I mean, we've already proved that we could have the viewers on TikTok and on YouTube, and I think that the main things I wanna make sure, and I wanna hope that you guys continue to support us. But if you guys, I mean, the only thing I ask from our followers is the same thing we see here. I want to see more interaction from you guys. Hopefully, you guys can bring up more topics, conversate with us, and let us know what you think. Those are always good to know on our part. And again, this is the Latino pick, so it's not just how us Mexicans lived our youth, or how we do
Yeah.
our parenting. But if you're a Latino from any other country, whether it's Central America, South America,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the costumbres are a little different, or maybe a little different, or maybe the same. Those are always good to know as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, if we continue with health
Simon.
and with prosperity, I think everything should be great. You know,
Yeah.
I've learned that up and downs are gonna come, regardless of whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah. I
we
agree,
have
Chris. 1000%.
to maintain.
Well, everybody, thank you for joining us today.
We have to continue being positive
Simon.
and
It's been a
continue
good
with
call.
with what we're doing,
Oh,
because there's a
ya, ya
whole new
sabes.
generation that's
We beat
relying
the
on us.
Eagles. We can beat the world. We're good.
You know,
All right, guys.
we have
You guys have
to
a good night.
we have to
Stay
make sure that we do the
posted. We're
right
going to
thing
be
for them.
posting some links and some important
Hell
changes
yeah.
to the,
I agree,
the
Chris.
podcast. That way you can
1000%.
check them out.
Well, everybody, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, come on, man.
It's been a good call.
And obviously the Cowboys are gonna
Oh.
win Super Bowl, so
Ya sabes.
Simon.
We beat the Eagles. We can beat the world. We're good.
that's
All
right.
right, guys.
All right, guys.
Peace
You
out.
guys have a good night. Stay posted. We're
Later,
going to be
brother.
posting some
All right,
links and some important changes to the podcast. That way you guys can check them out.
Yeah. And you know what, guys? Also, maybe a new look on our webpage. So keep